Um, okay, so I wanted to compare it now with table tennis. Obviously we have doubles, but in general, it's a very individual sport. But UAAP, I've noticed, has a tendency to make every sport very team oriented.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I felt that, I could really feel that in table tennis, because it transformed from, being, you're supposed to feel like you're on your own, but then our benches would go crazy when we would be playing.
Yes.
And so you could really feel the team aspect, aside from the fact that, obviously, we need three wins as a team to win that match, for example.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know, in chess, at least even just in the UAAP level, is there that kind of dynamic with you and with your teammates na parang it's definitely an individual sport. You guys don't even have like doubles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So parang, is there that sense of, like, being a team, being a sense of teamwork, I guess, that comes into play when you're in UAP chess?
Okay. To answer your question, yeah. Actually, chess is a very individual sport. But in my experience as captain and as a member of the team for 4 years, I'd like to disagree with the fact that chess is so individualistic. During my first 3 years, I believed in that chess was so individual, because that was what I was so accustomed to, like knowing the fact that, oh, my game is individual, my teammates can't help me, so I'm all alone. I'm basically relying on myself to win. But I think when I reached my fourth year, and I think we were having a hard time in season 82, because a lot of us, well, I mean, during that time we didn't have a deep bench. So
Okay.
imagine, since in chess kasi we have 6 players in the team, 6 players are fielded for UAAP, and during the season, 4 get to play at a time.
Mm-mm.
The thing with Ateneo kasi, is for our team, we have the exact same 4 players play for all the games. So, kumbaga, kung walang absent, lalaro lahat ng... So, I played all
Yeah.
14 games during the season. And around round 8, round 9, the fatigue came in. And I really felt midterms was coming up. A lot of my ACADS were coming. Our games are Saturday and Sunday. So,
Yeah.
imagine, it ate up my weekend already. And then, I still have to play chess for the school. But of course, I'm not complaining or anything. It's actually a great experience. But I just like to say na chess's team is really a team effort. Because I think you're going through the same experiences with your teammates. The same stress, the same
Mm-mm.
problems, the same happiness, the same all experiences
Yeah.
together. And one thing I like to notice, I've noticed also, because you can finish your game early. You're 4 players playing at a time, and to beat another school you need 2.5. So at least you need at least 2.5 to win. It's 1 point for a win, zero for a loss, half point for a draw. But you need 2.5. So if I see one of my teammates, for example, let's say my katabi, he's losing already, and then he shook the hand of his opponent and he resigned. Wouldn't you feel kind of demotivated knowing that
Yeah.
your teammate just lost and you cannot talk to him, so you need to wait for your game to finish before you can go there and console? You know what I'm talking about, right? It
Yeah.
takes a toll on the team. Like, imagine, let's say for me as a captain, imagine if I lost so early. Let's say in the first 30 minutes I'd lose my game immediately. How would my other teammates feel? Oh, our captain just died. Like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, our captain just lost so fast. Like, what does that make of me? That kind
Yeah.
of like feeling. And I think that's overlooked a lot of times, right? That people think, oh, chess is individualistic because you're playing by yourself. But the thing is, you're all emotionally attached to each other. You and your
Mm-mm.
teammates, and that's
Yeah.
the thing that makes it a team sport. But in terms of, let's say, national competitions, but it's usually kasi yung mga tournaments locally is like tatlohan, dalawahan, apatan. If you don't have any emotional attachment to your teammates, I guess that's when it becomes more individual in a sense.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to share a little, because I had a friend who made cuento. He was in Babel. I forgot if this was high school now or college,
Mhm.
but he was in Babel, and I know he went to a chess event of Ateneo to cheer.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, but what happened was, I don't know if he was kicked out, but for sure he mentioned that he was cheering. I okay. I'm not. super accurate with the facts, but I know it was either every Atenean move or every Atenean when the Ateneo player eats a piece of the opponent. I really hope it was the eating because that's at least parang may nagawa as opposed to like just a normal move.
Yes.
But so he went there to cheer, and I think he might have gotten kicked out. So I wanted to know like what's the vibe in a tournament, you know what I
Ah.
mean? Because like even in table tennis, like you're supposed to keep quiet during play or during the serve. But once someone scores, hiyawan lahat eh. Is it really like quiet the whole time in a chess competition?
Yes. Okay. So if you want to know how it feels like to be in UAAP chess, this is only what a chess player can feel. Even our managers say the same thing because our venue's in UST and we're all in one giant room.
Mm,
Once you go in the room, the playing area, it's complete silence. Like as in the room environment is super serious. There's like no emotions. Everyone is just quiet. Everyone is just ready to play their game, and you really feel that's another thing I want to say about online and physical chess. At home, if you're playing online chess, you can play music beside you. You
mm,
can listen to
yeah,
people maybe on your left or your right talking, right? So maybe if you're with your family, you can hear them talking outside or talking somewhere or just watching YouTube or listening to videos,
yeah,
right? But if you're playing in a chess tournament, you really feel the environment around you, the serene, quiet, like peaceful environment, and everything just falls in place. Like you get yourself composed too. Like actually, um how would I say this? Actually, Babel asked me before, when I was second year, Gavin, do we have to go to your games? Like, I was like, don't come anymore, because like, although I'd love it if you support the team, right? But
yeah, yeah.
at the end of the day, chess is all about maintaining the silence. Actually, Gaidon had several issues also. Like I had to ask for press passes for them because they were not even allowed to go in the venue without an
Mm,
ID. They were that controlled with who can go in, who can go out,
yeah,
and who can stay inside. Like even coaches are not allowed to stay in very long because the players
mm,
need their consent need their full concentration on the board. Because if you try to distract the player, that can be considered kind of like a foul, in basketball.
yeah, yeah,
So that's a technical also. So if Babel was there, it might even just harm the team rather than do good. So that's why I'd say maybe Babel can go, but if they'd like to go, they can stay outside. But that doesn't seem so good also, right? Doesn't
yeah.
look so nice. Yeah. So chess tournament environment is really one of a kind. It's really quiet.
Mm.
Imagine taking the asset, but more quiet and more serious than that. Kind of like on that level. Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
environment. Yeah. Kind of
Okay.
like taking the
Well,
asset.
so how okay, I want to compare it with the other sports na there's like you kind of draw energy from the crowd in other sports. And you kind of like it hypes you up, it gets you aggressive. Um so and that's the mindset that you go into with other sports. What's your mindset when you go into a chess competition? Like how I imagine it, because it's kind of like how like if we look at these other sports, it's like how the coaches are. Yung
Mhm.
tipong everyone's like, bumping chess and everything, but the coach is
Yeah.
like kind of straight faced the whole time thinking of the next move. So I mean, is that kind of like what your mindset is like when you go into a competition?
Going in the competition, yeah. We have the same kind of mindset. Like actually what we do before our routine before the a game is we go outside because there's a waiting area and there's the playing area. So while we're in the waiting area and it's almost 1 p.m., we'd go outside and we'd gather in a circle and we'd pray. We'd pray, and then after that, coach will have some words for us, like saying, "Oh, we're playing against FEU. Good luck, guys. Don't stress out too much." The last minute reminders, all that, and then we'd
Yeah.
we'd shout OBF after that. But in terms of like the hyping up, that's what I mentioned earlier about being a team sport. No one can hype you except your teammates. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of non-verbal comms when you play chess. Like because after your game, while you're playing, you can stand up and walk around. Example, it's not
Okay.
your turn. If it's not your turn to play, you can stand up and walk around the room and watch other people play. So what I'd
Yeah.
normally do, example, if it's not my turn, I'd stand up and watch my teammates because I want to
Yeah.
make sure that they get support also from me. That I say, oh, I'm watching you, so I'm here for you, something like that. And if I see
Yeah.
they're winning, that also hypes me up. Like, oh, this guy's winning. Okay, I'm gonna push for a win too. Like it hypes
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
up. So that's the team aspect. Because in basketball, who hypes up the game? It's the crowd. But there's no
Yeah.
crowd. So who has to hype you up? It's your teammates.
Mm-mm.
Your coach will be
Okay.
there from time to time to watch you, and then sometimes I'd see my coach smile like that. That smile, and then like they'll say like they'll nod a little bit, and I go like, okay, this is good, you know. So
Yeah.
those little things, I think those are what hypes up the game more than a crowd or an external force.